Leticia. Welcome to a show in a glass of its own.
Yes, Thames Television, the station with knockers. Excuse me, there's one now. Yes, can I help you?
Cinema is a peculiar beast, ladies and gentlemen, because we had our fourth Bad Boys movie this year, Ride or Die, marking the return once again of Messrs. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. What did I think of that movie? I thought it was pretty good. The only elephant in the room regarding that film was the replacement of Teresa Randall, who played Mrs. Teresa Burnett, the long-suffering wife of Marcus Burnett, as played by Martin Lawrence.
Code red on the spider.
With a gigantic elephant of an actress who I'd never seen. So unfortunately, the Arby and Adil brothers have had to remove a couple of points from my final score for that movie. But of course now we are talking about another fourth entry in a franchise that has gone on for at least 40 years, since 1984. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Beverly Hills Cop 4, the review starring Eddie Wait, this is not Beverly Hills Cop 4 starring Eddie Murphy? Not really? No? Oh God, I'm so sorry, ladies. You don't know how much it pains me to do this, but I can't review you at the moment. Maybe much later on I'd like to do that, but for now, we have to go to the real, authentic Beverly Hills Cop 2024.
The name's Nukem. Duke Nukem. No, I'm not here to kick ass or chew bubblegum. I'm not here to get even with those alien bastards for shooting up my ride either. I'm here to tell you to watch Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog. So watch out for him and his babes of the 1980s. Oh, and one more thing. Hail to the king, baby.
When I get into this review, the first half will be all the bad stuff I didn't like, and the rest of the review will be all the good stuff, which is what she came here for, right? At the beginning of the movie, Axel Foley is driving around his hometown of Detroit, saying hello to every single black occupant who lives there. I mean, surely there are white folks living in Detroit City, or have I missed the point completely on that one? Again, in the first movie, directed by Marty Brest, we saw a plethora of different ethnicities in the opening 20 minutes of that amazing movie. Then much later on, we get another sort of a similar revisit to Beverly Hills 90210, where you see the usual oddballs who frequent that place. But who was the normal person? A Muslim woman dressed from head to toe with her eyes peeking out of her burqa, or whatever you want to call it. I thought that was a bit unnecessary. Did we need it? And I feel that this film is at odds with itself because it's a big movie contained on a TV screen, or for the purposes of streaming, also on your phone. So why wasn't this movie released on the cinema? I found that very peculiar. It's almost like Sony Pictures do not have faith in Eddie Murphy as a bankable star anymore, nor the actual franchise, because if you weren't aware, Beverly Hills Cop 1 to 3 were all under the tutelage of Paramount Pictures. So that strange transference now to Sony and Netflix is a little bit odd. Is this getting the Cobra Kai treatment? It kind of feels a bit like that. So what did I enjoy about this film? I think Eddie Murphy coming out of retirement once again to play Axel Foley with a comfortable pair of non-Gucci shoes. Instead, he's wearing the Adidas sneakers with the green stripe motif against a white canvas. He looks really good. In a world of superhero movies where your favorite hero or heroine wears a spectacular outfit, for me, give me the Detroit Lions baseball jacket any day. It's as iconic as Marty McFly's jacket from the Back to the Future franchise, in my opinion. And Eddie Murphy, for me, hasn't forgotten how to act. He's not like one of these actors who comes out and's reading off an auto cue and can't remember what to say. He's got a natural rhythm, a natural flow, gets on really well with the actress who plays his daughter on screen. Eddie Murphy's daughter is a hotshot lawyer. She does pro bono cases, in this case for a particular gentleman who is framed for murder that he never committed in the first place. It all goes up a higher chain of corruption. And of course, when you see where the corruption comes from, is it new? No. Have we seen it all before? Of course we have. John Ashton reprising his role as Taggart is actually really good in his film. He's like your favorite sweary grandpa that you've missed for ages. And again, he slips into a comfortable pair of loafers and he's great. Judge Reinhold as Billy Rosewood is also fantastic. Now, I don't know if it's me or if my optics are just going off the reservation ever so slightly, but has Judge Reinhold had any medical conditions I'm not aware of? Because he looks a bit funny in the face. I don't know if he's had anything recently, so if he has, I certainly do apologize. But one criticism I would actually levy at his character and also of Taggart, I needed more screen time with these guys, because when they do eventually unite, reunite, whatever you want to call it, I wanted more of that. It was so good.
A lot of movies, a lot of sequels feel like they have to fill in every gap, and there's a lot of exposition and everything has, and we don't have that.
You sure about that? You sure about that? That's why? You sure about that? You sure about that's not why?
And Mark Malloy, the Australian director behind this reiteration of Beverly Hills Cop 2, a reimagining if you like, does a pretty good job. 1 hour and 57 minutes. I did not once look at my clock to see when time was flying by. The film actually captivated me from start to finish, probably because I was curious, like everybody else, how this film would score on IMDb. And I can tell you right now, it's a 6.7. Beverly Hills Cop 3 was a 5.5. 2 was a 6.5 and number 1 was a 7.4. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is also absolutely excellent in his role. In fact, I'm convinced the next time I do meet him, why don't I say the next time? I haven't met Joseph Gordon-Levitt in my life, but if I ever do meet him, I'm going to make sure that my local priest gives me some holy water, and when he comes into my vicinity, I'm going to throw it at him to see if any steam rises. Why do I come out with that peculiar statement? Because I'm convinced that Mr. Gordon-Levitt is a vampire. There's no way that guy can still look so youthful and eternal without taking some kind of strange drug. It's bizarre. Even though he's grown facial hair and looks like a bro dude, he still looks like he's 20 years old. And when he stepped out from 10 Things I Hate About You. So he's a welcome addition, and I hope if they do make a Beverly Hills Cop 5 that his character actually makes a return. All of that aside, what do I think of this reunion of sorts? Nostalgia, a Cobra Kai click and bait type of situation. I did enjoy it. There is a moment in the film, right, sort of like in the first half an hour, where Axel Foley is pursuing some bad guys and he gets accosted by a diverse policewoman who gives him grief, but thankfully he shoves her out of the way because she was starting to get really annoying. And again, did we actually need that? No, we didn't. I just felt it just got in the way a little bit. Of course, I cannot neglect this review without mentioning Bronson Pinchot, who plays Serge. Get the fuck out of here. Axel, nice to see you again.
Abbott.
Detective Abbott. Abbott.
Yes.
He's really funny. Like when he interacts with Eddie Murphy, you can see he's two people that really respect each other. They know the timing, the rhythms of their characters. And for me, the funniest scene in the entire movie is when Serge takes Axel to view a house. And it's just very funny what goes on in there, because you see Serge has this very good female friend of his who happens to be single, but the wisecracks she comes out with about marriage, about relationships, just had me laughing on my sofa. Was I rolling about with laughter? No, I wasn't, but actually it was just a nice thing to note. And also, Beverly Hills Cop 3, I know that film gets a lot of hate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And John Landis has actually come out about why it was a bad experience for all, because apparently the script for that movie was not funny. And Landis thought if Eddie Murphy can bring his charm like he did in Trading Places, that his humor would actually lift the film up again. But unfortunately, Eddie Murphy had different ideas about the character, how he's moved on forward, how he's not so wisecracking and he's a bit more serious. And I don't mind number 3, but it certainly doesn't feel like a John Landis movie whatsoever. I will say there are moments in this movie where you forget that Eddie Murphy can really act his socks off, and he does the wisecracking banter like he never left it in the first place.
You hear about the Winnipeg trade? I'm the new man up in this bitch. Get your ass on the fucking floor, man. Hey, man, let me tell you something. I am a 5-time recipient of the Stanley Cup.
When you give him the right material, he can actually deliver the goods. So I was really, really happy about that. And for me, the spectacle about all the Beverly Hills Cop films, maybe we might leave at 3 in this instance, is the last action set piece that we have. You know, you save all the money for the big money shots, because we all love those. Number 1 started it, number 2 just elevated it to a higher plane, and I thought that was fantastic. And here again, a Netflix film on the smaller screen, but yeah, when the good guys get their guns ready and they're going into action with the bad guys for that final showdown, it's good. Is it mind-blowing? No. Will it change the course of history? No, it won't. But at the end of the day, what you do get is some solid action, some great chemistry between the stars. You've got Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer's names at the beginning credits, but I'm thinking, like, obviously Don Simpson isn't with us anymore, but to Jerry Bruckheimer, it's almost like, yeah, you can put my name on there. I'm not going to have anything to do with this whatsoever. It's just like, it's just there by proxy. But it's nice to see their names, that they're being honored for this 4th entry for Axel Foley. And a thing that I have to always stress here, I am an absolute sucker for locations. So with a sigh of relief, I can actually say that Canada was not used for any exterior shoots. Everything is shot in California, 90210, and Detroit, Michigan as well. So that was a relief, and I'm kind of glad that they went back to practical shots, and it was good. No CGI, although at one point, because I just mentioned Don Simpson, one of the bad guys in the movie bore an almost uncanny resemblance to that once great producer. So I was like, what's going on? But it looks like, no, I am thirds, I am seeing things, I am stupid. I'd probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think that's a fair score. The action is good. Again, because Eddie Murphy is getting on a little bit, he kind of leaves the action stuff to Joseph Gordon-Levitt to deal with. But it's not to say that he doesn't get involved. He does, but you don't see like the youthful, energetic Eddie Murphy from the previous outings. So definitely do give this a watch on Netflix. It was the #1 trending film yesterday on the 3rd of July, so that was pretty encouraging. I think they will make a number 5 and then close it at that. But again, the bone of contention I do have about this movie, it should have been a cinematic release. I think it's nicely shot. The cinematography is good. Is it amazing? No, but they could have done a lot more. As for the musical cues, you do hear The Heat Is On. Everything from the first movie, Bob Seger's Shakedown as well makes a reprisal, so it's all good. And on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video today, leave a like below, smash that subscribe button, and if I were you, and if you were me, you should come back for the next video.
So, Ashley.
So, Axel. Oh, wait. Oh my God. Axel, Ashley. Together we'd be actually.